Hi, I'm Ashwini. I have here with me Mr. Todd Vickers, who is from Santa Cruz, California. Todd is here in India promoting his books and his latest release, The Relevance of Kabir. So, we all talk about relationships. We have certain myths and ideologies of what they should be like and what a perfect partner should be like. Let's find out from Todd what he thinks about relationship mythology. Hi, Todd.
Hi. It's a pleasure to be with you again.
Same here. So, you notice this very often. Most of these younger generations these days have this perfect idea of partners and how relationships should be like. And one of the biggest things that I keep hearing is if a relationship is not meant to be, it will never happen. And for this every failed relationship, there is this tag saying it's not meant to be. So what are your views on this?
Well, I think that's a good example of confusion. I mean, the statement, "it wasn't meant to be," really says nothing because it explains away every failure. Yes, I think each generation had their own ideas about what relationships are supposed to be. And when we look at anthropology, there's so many different examples of the way human beings can interact in terms of sexual relationships that all our ideas become questionable, especially if we think, well, this is what's right or that what's right. Based on what? Where we happen to be born? I think there's a lot of ideas out there that I call relationship mythology. Basically the idea that if I do this, then that will happen. And both people inside and outside of the custom do this. It doesn't matter necessarily what the ideas are, but the thing is that human relationships are in such flux. You probably wouldn't find anything with more change in it. Individuals are changing, and the way they impact each other is changing. So how can you set up some standard of this is the way it's supposed to be with something that's that transient all the time? And based on what criterion? Love songs? Religion? Pornography?
Movies?
Movies, yeah. These kinds of beliefs, I think, set us up to fail. Because we think anything other than the idea is something probably inferior to it, something probably wrong, and that may not be the case at all. It could be the idea itself that is wrong, that is too narrow. So what I'm talking about is the creation, or maybe it'd be better to say, rather not destroying the possibilities by imposing an idea on our relationships. Now, obviously, we use our minds and we think of these things, but it doesn't mean we have to be obedient to those thoughts. The thing is, if we think we know what's going to happen tomorrow, the chances are we're probably taking people for granted today. If we imagine a future, then anything other than that, anything off the plan, is often treated as a threat. And we forget that life has no obligation to live up to our ideas. Moreover, some changes are good.
Change is always good.
Maybe. But one thing is, change can have many different aspects to it. Sometimes it can be both. Let's look at some particular ideas. The idea that if you want love, make a commitment. If you make a commitment, then you'll be happy and your relationship will be secure. Or if you're a good lover, that your lover won't desire other people. You can see there's like, if I meet this condition, then this will happen. And I think most of us have seen these kinds of beliefs fail and over. But we have this kind of wishful thinking, this hope, that we can have more control than we actually do. And even when these ideas seem to work, somebody's having agreeable circumstances and affection, we think, oh, it's because they made a commitment. It might not have anything to do with that. Really. For example, you may do a rain dance and then afterwards it rains. Does that mean that the dance is what caused the rain? Relationship mythology robs us of discovery because we filled in the blank with a plan. And there's nothing that's more boring than the idea of knowing what tomorrow is going to be like, and the next day, and the next day. I mean, it really murders spontaneity. So discovery means not knowing what's going to happen, being open to new experiences. We have another word for that, and it's called adventure. And why not look at relationships that way? Because it's actually the case. We live in a world that is vibrating with change, and so are relationships. So let's not kid ourselves about it and embrace it, and then see what's actually possible in the midst of the real circumstances of our life, rather than trying to alter the circumstances of our life to correspond to an idea that might be doubtful.
We always live in real circumstances. We might have an idea, but then what we have to do every day out there is to live with those real circumstances. So I think life is an adventure every day.
Well, one thing is, it's a lot easier to change our ideas to account for facts than it is to alter facts according to our ideas.
Okay, thank you so much, Todd. So that's about relationships. If you like your videos, like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more information and more such upcoming programs, log on to www.Vivriti.Org. Thank you for watching.